Amazing race. Last week, Jody and Shannon were eliminated. Oh, Grandma. The teams were in Chile, and they're going to take a bus to Argentina, one of two buses. Once they get there, they're going to have to drive themselves to a saloon called the Boliche Viejo. And that's where Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid hung out when they were on the run. And they're going to have to beat the travel gnome, aka the gnome in the wall gang, in a game of 5-card stud. So once they beat the gnome, they grab him and they go to Pena Gaucha. So Brent and Katie were messed up right off the bat. They either both had food poisoning or some kind of stomach virus going on. So when they were given the okay to take off, they went right to the hospital and got hooked up to IVs. And a couple of hours later, they were feeling a little bit better, but still not up to their full potential. So Ebony and Ivory, aka Carol and Brandy, they thought it was their job to grill the cowboys and see why they were in first place. Which the cowboys didn't quite understand what the hell was going on. They were like, they weren't very friendly. I didn't think they would be. Alright, so everybody's following the cowboys once they get to the, well, they're trying to get to the saloon. And the cowboys are pretty smart because they pull over and let the other teams pass them. And they still made it there first anyway, which was kind of incredible. But anyway, at Pena Gaucha, it was a roadblock for one. It was a Gaucho Festival. And there was steer roping. And yeah, the cowboys are cowboys, so they're going to be good at that. And Carol and Brandy, of course, were like, why do they have these things for the cowboys? That's unfair. Well, I guess because they couldn't have anything that you guys are good at. What are you good at? I don't know. So it wasn't easy for anyone else, really, except for the cowboys. Which was kind of weird because it didn't really look that hard. I mean, you throw the rope over to the thing and you pull it over. It's not rocket science. Brent and Katie, they were having some trouble navigating. She was the only one who knew how to drive a stick, and he wasn't too good on the directions. So, but after they did stop, they were able to ask for directions and find it okay. And miraculously, they were able to pass up Monique and Sean because they were struggling forever on the cattle roping thing. Detour, whatever. No, Roadblock, sorry. So Brent was able to rope the fake haybale cow in like 2 tries, which was pretty amazing. They had to, after that, drive to Puente Nirihuauh. Yeah. And search the cliffs overlooking the river for the next clue, which, as the cowboys say, was a detour. It was either horse sense or horse power. So in horse sense, they had to use an oldie compass to dig up a bag of money and bring it to the lead criminal, also known as the lead bandit. In horse power, they had to dress up like a polo player, get on top of a palapani or polo pony, and score a goal on a fake horse. Now, the cowboys were pretty disappointed because they were thinking that they were going to ride the real horse, but no, it was just a wooden fake one. Now, Ebony and Ivory, in the interim, have a little lover's quarrel, and they had actually started out on horse power. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, they had started out on horse sense, and they had to switch over to horse power because they just couldn't agree on how to find the bag of money. And I really think they didn't get the whole thing. Jeff and Jordan was another couple that didn't get the whole thing. They didn't get the concept of, I get the clue from the gunslinger, and I have to bring it to the lead bandit. They kept trying to bring the thing to the gunslinger, and he was just like, can't do anything for you, kids. And Joe and Heidi, they brought the wrong bags and they got frustrated, so they ended up switching over to horse power. Alright, so this pit stop for this leg of the race is Estanicia, Fortin, Chacabuco. And Jet and Cord, of course, arrived first, and they won a 10-day trip for two to Patagonia. Take me, take me. Steve and Allie, I don't know how they snuck in there, but they did. I guess slow and steady gets you into second place. Carol and Brandy managed to make it in at third. And then Joe and Heidi in fourth place. Jordan and Jeff managed to get into fifth place, although they had some trouble finding the lead bandit. And Dan and Jordan. Now, all the following teams had trouble with the polo ponies. They had to make multiple attempts because you only got 9 shots to make it across the polo field. So Dan and Jordan came in sixth. Brent and Katie, after 2 attempts, they made it in seventh. And Louie and Michael, after at least 2 attempts, made it in eighth. Now, Monique and Sean, I felt so bad for them. They were trying so hard. They were exhausted from roping the fake bull or steer. And then they had started off with the polo ponies, and they just couldn't carry that thing across the field anymore. They were so exhausted. So after multiple attempts of not getting it in 9 shots, they actually switched over to the finding the buried bags of loot. And were able to finish it, but they still ended up coming in last place, and it's not a non-elimination leg, so they were eliminated from the race. But you know what? I gotta respect them because they never gave up, and they got a lot to be proud of. Next week, they're gonna be in Hamburg, Germany. The Cowboys tie one on, and Brandy and Dan hook up. Well, on a bungee anyway. Much love.